What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of On Deck Baseball. I'm your host, Evan Mendoza. I'm with the St. Louis Cardinals. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to adjust. Alright, before we get into today's episode, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications. That tells me that you guys are enjoying my content. I'm going to keep trying to put out as much information as possible. Alright, let's get into today's episode. The best way to adjust, hands down, we'll get right into it, is learn from every single one of your failures. Every at-bat, every ground ball, whether it's in a game or in practice, is a great opportunity for you to learn from yourself. What you do good and what you do bad, and how you can get better. Every single ground ball, every single at-bat is a test. Even when you're hitting off the tee, it's a test to see how you are going to put the ball on the bat or put the ball in your glove and either succeed or you're going to fail. I like to think about taking ground balls and how I adjust to that. I'm a professional baseball player. I'm an infielder with the St. Louis Cardinals, and when I take ground balls, it doesn't matter when it is. If I come up out of my legs and field it in between my legs, or not properly, but the ball still goes in my glove, I personally am not happy with myself, because I didn't field that ground ball perfectly and the way that I wanted to. You have to think about it. Baseball is a very, very hard sport. So in practice and all your prep work, you want to be as precise as possible, because this game doesn't take it lightly. If you dog it or cut corners, it'll show when you're on that diamond. Another point that I wrote down was work smarter, not harder. And that just basically means don't outwork yourself and do too much of nonsense. Make sure every rep that you take has intent. That means that you have a goal that you're trying to chase each and every rep. If it's ground balls, field it properly, field it in the palm of your glove, use two hands, be balanced, all those simple things. It's a checklist every single rep, right? Say if you come out of your legs, you didn't do that drill or test properly, and then you have to learn from it and try getting that next one the proper way. Same thing with hitting. If you do a nice rollover, and we all have before, how are you going to adjust to that next pitch? Are you going to take 4 or 5 swings to finally adjust to rolling over? Or are you going to make sure that next rep you're going to adjust to whatever you did from the prior pitch? In college, the saying that we used to have for pitchers, when I used to pitch as well, was the next pitch. It doesn't matter about what you threw the last pitch. What are you going to do the next pitch that is either going to make or break either the inning, the at-bat, sometimes the game? All right? It's all about what you're going to do next, how you're going to perceive the situation that you're in, and hopefully come out on top by adjusting to the opponent. Another thing I wrote down was to get better over time. So obviously, to adjust, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to work incredibly hard, and you have to realize it's not going to happen overnight. You have to gradually keep stepping up and up and up, and sooner or later it'll translate to the field, and you'll be a lot better than what you were before. A big thing that young players want is to have it immediately, and I was one of those. In high school, I always thought I was really, really good, and I was a great player in high school, but I wanted things now. It's okay. Be patient, it will come with time. I know it happened with me, and I worked extremely hard, but I know it can happen with you as well. Probably the biggest thing to adjust to is your problems and your struggles. So to become a better baseball player, you have to adjust to your game, not only the opponent's game. How they're pitching you, this and that, shifts, all that stuff. To address your problems and understand what your problems are, that tells yourself that you understand what you're good and bad at and what you need help with. I can't stress this enough. Work hard on what you're not that great at and polish the things that you are extremely good at. You need to make sure those things, for me, it's defense. I need to make sure defense is spot on every single day. Hitting, I know it's on the back burner, but to be a big leaguer, you have to be good at just about every part of the game. Obviously, you have tools, and everybody's tools are different. I understand my tools. I understand what makes me, me. And that's a huge advantage. And that takes me to my last point, understanding your strengths. I put a TikTok post out there about Ted Williams in the strike zone, and he understood that if he just waited for that pitch down the middle, he would hit around 400, which he has done. It's crazy to think that he had that simple mindset of all the pitcher needs to do is throw it in that zone, and he just needs to be ready to hit, and he will get that hit. He was one of the best players in all of baseball, and he took such a complex game and simplified it to wait for that pitch in that zone, in his zone, and he understood his zone. So understanding your strengths is a huge competitive advantage in this game of baseball, because then you understand what you are good at and separates you from the rest of the competition. Well, that wraps up today's episode, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe. I've been posting a ton on TikTok with breakdowns, personalized swing breakdowns, and then also a lot of things that are happening in my personal life. I like to do artwork. I'm selling the artwork behind me and right here on my Shopify account, posting new canvases like every single day. I really enjoy artwork during this quarantine, but I hope everyone stays safe out there, and take care, guys.